Hello everyone, and today I'm doing a new series on my channel called movie reviews. Pretty sure you know what the fuck those are, but I'll be reviewing movies of movies that I love, movies that I don't like, and movies that I fucking think are terrible. The first one we're doing is a movie that I think is pretty decent. Friday the 13th, Part 3. So let's start this fucking video.
Because these are Jason's woods, and nobody leaves them alive. Friday the 13th, Part 3, in 3D.
The movie was directed by Steve Miner, who also directed Friday the 13th Part 2. It starred Dana Kimmel, Richard Brooker, and Tracy Savage. The summary of the movie is a group of friends go to Crystal Lake and discover they are being hunted one by one by Jason Voorhees. So, what I liked about the movie was the characters. Some of the characters in this movie were very memorable to me over other Friday the 13th movies. For example, the character Shelly had more to him than characters even in the first one, which I don't really remember characters from that movie except the final girl, and that's about it. And due to that, that's why this movie has better characters than the first one. Um, I liked Richard Brooker, who played Jason. His Jason portrayal was, I think, one of the best out there, along with Derek Mears, who played him in the remake, and Ted White, who played Jason in Part 4. He was a really good Jason. He really brought the character to what it is today. By that, we would have really never had this fucking wild Jason that we see in the newer movies. And his portrayal, he made Jason seem like he was fucking crazy. And I really liked it. And the character Andy's death.
Are you still out there? I can't hear you.
Some of my negatives for this movie are the characters. I know I already said this in my positives for the movie, but the main thing that tells me the characters are bad is the beginning. The beginning of this movie had two really awful characters. I don't know their names. Their names were, I don't think they were even said. I think they were, but the characters are so forgettable that I forgot their names. And that's not a good sign. Even with your beginning two kills, try to make them memorable. Friday the 13th Part 4 did it with Axel and the nurse. I don't know the nurse name. I think it was like something, it started with an R. That's what I do remember. That's a good thing. It's better than not knowing their fucking names at all, like Friday the 13th Part 3 does. Also, one of the other things about this movie that I fucking hate was the visual style of it. The visual style is goddamn awful because they decided to use 3D, which is not a good thing for a slasher movie. I try to watch in 3D. It hurt my eyes. It looks terrible. And then when you watch this movie in 2D, you say, why the fuck is this movie in 3D? Then when you watch the movie in 3D, you get, or 2D, that's what I meant. I keep fucking up there, but shit's just thrown at the screen constantly. It's fucking annoying. You don't want that to see. You don't want that in your slasher film. You just want the fucking movie to be normal. Like Part 1, 2, and all the rest of the fucking other 11 movies out there. You just want it to look like that. If it didn't have those stupid 3D shots, and it didn't have the fucking two beginning characters, I would have more positives with this movie, but I fucking don't. Okay, my other negatives are the fucking ending. This ending was so stupid by keeping Chris alive. This fucked with the movie, made it bad, and I think they should have just killed her off. Killing her would have made the movie better and would have been made Jason look more like a fucking monster over the hero like he did in the later films like Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. And all the other ones released after part 6, where Jason is the fucking hero. It would have started Jason up this line of, he doesn't give a shit if you're supposed to be the final girl, he'll fucking kill you. It would have definitely separated him from Michael Myers, because he was Friday the 13th was already a fucking Halloween clone. So, if they did this, they could have changed how slashers worked and how slashers fucking are to this day. We still have the final girl 30 years after, 40 years after the first Halloween was released. We still have that trope in the horror movies. Maybe this movie could have said, like, oh yeah, we don't have to have these kind of tropes in the movies by saying, fuck it, let's kill everyone. This would have been a good idea to do, and if they killed everyone in the movie, it would have fucking increased the body count, made the fucking film way better. It would have got rid of her, because I think she was one of the most annoying characters in the movie. Her fucking complaining that she almost got killed by Jason at parts in the movie. That was fucking annoying. The only good characters in this movie were Shelly and the 3 biker characters, who were fucking enjoyable to see on screen. Ali, Fox, and Loco. See, memorable characters, I can remember their names. It's not because I just watched the movie a couple days ago, it's not that. It's because these characters are actually fucking memorable. Unlike any other characters in this movie, those characters are not fucking memorable. And that's not a good thing at all. When you don't have memorable characters in your movie will go to shit. And that's another thing I fucking hate, is the kills. The kills in this movie, I think there was only 2 or 3 decent kills. Andy's death, Rick's death, and Shelly's death. These were the only 3 deaths that were fucking good in this movie. Even though I say this movie is good, I still think that this movie is not the greatest. It's 6th best to my top 5, which I can do another time. But I really do think this movie is one that doesn't have the greatest kills, like as long as with part 6 and part 7, which don't have that good of kills too. And those are my negatives. Now I have to give this movie a rating, and what the clip you just saw was one of the worst acting in the fucking franchise. And I have this movie on a rating of 6 things. Either I tell you to you should go buy it, watch it on Netflix, just watch the fucker illegally, rent it at a video store, just do whatever the fuck you want with it, and don't watch this piece of shit. What I would say to do is just watch it on Netflix. Or watch it illegally, one of them. This movie is pretty decent. It's definitely not the worst in the series. It has some of the weaker moments in the franchise, but I would say this movie's okay. And thank you all for watching. Peace out.
Alive. Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. Jason, you can't fight him.